Hey people, it is Friday, June 7th. 5:35 p.m. is the time, and the temperature right now is around 17 degrees Celsius, and that was St. George Station I was just in. And this is Bedford Road. And straight ahead is Bloor Street. And that's Varsity Stadium, just on the other side of Bloor Street. And I was live streaming earlier today, and I noticed a new entrance at Musuem Station had opened up. Musuem Station is just south of here. So in this one, I'm going to go take a walk through the station and head out of the new entrance, which is located to the south in Queen's Park. And maybe I'll walk over to St. Joseph Street, take that to Bay, walk north up to Charles, and then I'll head east for a bit and find my way up to a subway station. And it looks like they've lifted up the artificial turf that makes up the playing surface. Not sure if I've seen that here before. There's the CN Tower off in the distance. It was raining earlier today, but I shouldn't encounter any rain on this one.
Got a big stack of them.
And on the right is the Royal Conservatory of Music. And coming up will be the Royal Ontario Museum. As they're resurfacing the other side of the street and building out the bike lanes. You'll notice a number of people riding in the wrong direction on the side of the street, as Bloor here is closed to westbound traffic. I certainly wouldn't do that. There is a detour. You could just head south down to Harbord. Well, Harbord and Hoskin, and take that route. Or you could head north a block. That girl didn't think to look in the wrong direction for a bike coming, which is one of the problems when people do that. I think the Michael Lee Chin crystal is under repair here at the ROM. I was in there a few weekends ago as part of Doors Open Toronto, and you can find that video on the channel. But we'll make it right here at Queen's Park. That's the Yorkville neighborhood just off in the distance. A lot of construction going on in in this area, but just north of Bloor Street is Avenue Road.
But like, my parking is about to finish.
Yeah.
Actually already.
So St. George Station, where I was, serves line 1 and line 2. And Museum Station coming up serves line 1 on the University Avenue side. And it opened back in 1963. And it's one of the least busy stations. I think it ranks around 61st out of 75 in the city. But it's also one of the coolest in terms of how it's designed. And you'll see that in a minute. But up until very recently, there's only been these two entrances to the station, which I guess are now the northern entrances on Queen's Park. But we're going to emerge inside Queen's Park itself, just south of here. Well, hopefully. I've never tried this before, but I've heard that the other entrance is open. I don't know if the elevator access has been completed.
This is the wrong side. Can we go to the other side?
And originally this station looked like all the other ones. I think it had cream colored tiles. But in 2008, it was renovated. To look a bit more museum-esque, I guess you could say. It's always been one of my favorite stations. And that train that just pulled out of here is heading up to St. George Station, where I just was. These signs must be pretty new. Used to be a cage that resembled a jail cell on this end. right, for my first time, let's head out this new entrance slash exit. It's unmanned. There's a Presto machine. Well, really, you can just tap in with your card. What a nice addition that is. There's a war memorial just on the other side of the entrance. I think they might be building one more with elevator access right beside that war memorial. And this park is home to the Provincial Legislative Assembly straight ahead. And there's a statue of King Henry VII straight ahead. All right, so I'm gonna head east. That should be St. Joseph coming up. We'll take that over to Bay. I think I said I'd head north up to Charles Street. This land Queen's Park is located on is actually property of the University of Toronto, which has leased it out to the province. That sign says, "Welcome to St. Michael's College." And just on the other side of Queen's Park, University Avenue begins. This is all part of the University of Toronto. It's a very 60s looking building, the Kelly Library. It's a solid example of brutalism.
I was just bad. No, I was.
I think they were holding graduation ceremonies earlier at U of T. We walked by a number of people that were dressed up, getting their pictures taken on campus. St. Basil's Catholic Church. And welcome to Bay Street. Heading south will take you down towards the financial district, as well as Nathan Phillips Square and New City Hall. And there's a donkey right here featuring pink casts. That's based on a real baby donkey named Primrose. He was born prematurely in England in 2012. And its front legs were bowing. So the vet fastened pink cast to it and it became quite popular. And a Canadian artist made this. I think the name was My Fanwy MacLeod. And this appeared about 4 years ago. Charles Street is coming up in a few blocks. Kind of a neat illusion in there. This is Charles Street West. And just across the street to the left, we can't really look up it, is the Manulife Center. That's a 51-story, 800-suite rental tower. And it's connected to a large luxury department store, Holt Renfrew, via a tunnel. That's on the north side of Bloor. I believe when it was built, it was the tallest residential building in the city. There's also a neat bar up top. It used to be called Panorama. I'm not sure what it's called these days. There's an eatery in that complex, a movie theater, a large electronics store, a supermarket, a food court, and I can't walk by this place without mentioning it, the Economy House. They serve up delicious okonomiyaki, a dish I first had in a city called Nara in Japan, which is very near Osaka. And that one is quite affordable. And there's a bar and restaurant here called 7 West coming up on the right. That is 24 hours. There it is, the 7 West Cafe.
Let's join this.
And here is Yonge Street. It's always lively and colorful on Yonge Street. To view south. And on the left, starting to rise there, starting to really get up there, is 1 Bloor West. Songji fried bao. This is the Andor House. It's a boutique hotel. We have a series of 3 linear parks on the right, although this one to the north has been closed. If they were open, you'd be able to go south all the way down to Wellesley Station. Oh, hello. Just got recognized. Cheers. And there is Sanctuary. That's a church and community center. That's a bit of an outreach center in the area. It plays a very important role helping those in need. There's a gorgeous old apartment building, St. Charles Court. And the street has really been developing into a skyscraper canyon. Well, Charles Street East has. And this one going up, I believe, will be 47 stories. And coming up is Church Street. So you could make a right here and head south down into the village. They're preserving and restoring the facades of these old apartment buildings. And on the right here is Au Noir, dining in the dark. And tomorrow in the city will be the Naked Bike Ride, and no, I will not be participating in it. There you go, the light's about to change. And it ends, or Charles Street ends at Jarvis Street, just up ahead. Jarvis to the right, Ted Rogers Way to the left. There's a plaque. The chief librarian, James Bain, lived in a house on this site from 1886 to 1906. He established and directed the Toronto Public Library, which has gone on to become the world's busiest library system. I'm guessing that house is no longer here. There's a 24-hour Raba. It's a mini grocery market. It's quite expensive, but you do get the convenience of a 24-hour place. There's Rogers headquarters. quite a sprawling campus. The driver waved me through, wave at them, thank you. As long as everyone's on the same page. Although, I kind of wish I was over on that side. On Mount Pleasant, there's a staircase leading up to what I think is Huntley Street. Yeah, let's do it. Sorry to that driver who waited for me. For seemingly no reason. And we'll look back along Charles Street. So this is the start of Mount Pleasant. And this runs parallel to Yonge Street all the way up to the Young Lawrence Village in Midtown, or I guess north of Midtown. Just out for a casual jog, eyeballing my camera. I believe this is Huntley Street. And it's back to Bloor Street. Although this time it's Bloor Street East. A little bit of a doggy meet cute going on. This building's home to the National Post, as well as the Toronto Sun. A couple of right-leaning newspapers. Canopy by Hilton. Toronto, Yorkville. Oh, calling this Yorkville is a bit of a stretch. And we have arrived at Sherbourne. I'm going to hop into the station. Although I just recorded through there in a video a week ago, so I'll refrain from doing that on this one. But I hope you enjoyed this walk that started at St. George Station and went through, whoa, that was a dumb move. And went through Museum Station and checked out the new entrance. And then found my way to Queen's Park, over to St. Joseph Street, east to Bay, north up to Charles, then east all the way over to Mount Pleasant. And eventually finding my way here. So I'm going to head into the station, but thank you for watching. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I have an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink!